This is my garden for the year. Last year I used pallets, and this year I wanted an update. So this is when I removed my pallets. I have my lemon trees on the far corner there. They're little babies. And I figured it was time for a change. Last year the pallets were a bit limiting, and I wanted to have something a little more modular with more space, and I chose cinder blocks. So as you can see close up, my lemon trees, they barely survived how cold it got in the winter. I'm here in the south, so it's not usually this cold, but they're still alive. And so this is where I started. I put down some landscaping fabric, and then I started putting down the cinder blocks. They were only about $2 at Lowe's, and I started with 10. I wanted to see how they would fit. So as you see, the area isn't exactly flat. It is more flat than it was last year, but I didn't really have to worry about that with the pallets. Towards the back at the fence, that's where the earth goes up a little bit, and it's like that, and I chose not to change it because we get rabbits, which are not as fun or as cute when you start growing vegetables and various plants. My initial plan was to have one large area to fill up the space that I had from my current potted plants all the way to my lemon trees without crowding my lemon trees or removing space to access my pots. And of course, the day was windy when I finally decided to put my cinder blocks in with the landscaping fabric. And eventually I had to add 2 more cinder blocks because I have a puppy who loves dirt. So fun. And so you can see I tried to level some areas, but I wasn't really concerned about the wind blowing them away. And last year I had some lovely landscaping lights courtesy of my mom. And since the day was windy, I decided to use them to keep the fabric pinned down, and they're still pinned down before I added the soil. Landscaping fabric is great to keep weeds out and unwanted pests because in a way it kind of, muffles them or keeps them from getting too big as you grow what you want. The only thing is you don't get to use the soil that the landscaping fabric is on. So I was planning to kind of create my own soil mix that would be best for what I want to grow. I wanted to get it just right so I didn't have to do it again. This is where I stopped, and the first part of me placing cinder blocks, I had to eventually add more, and then eventually I'll have to add the soil. But so that's where it is. I have tons more modular space, and I can grow things in the cinder block like middles or holes. And so far I transferred some of my plants from indoors, like my ginger and my onion, to sit in the area, but there is no soil down just yet. I'm a little late this year, but that's perfectly fine. So, yeah, this was part one of me preparing my garden for the year. Thank you.